Today, the purpose of this live, and you can certainly ask questions. I see someone looking in. If you have any questions, we want to talk to you today about why the 401k or the employer match doesn't matter, right? For most people, once they figure out what's going on with these employer plans, and when I say employer plans, I'm talking about everything that you see on my screen. I'm also talking about pension plans, right? Because we're going to deep dive into some of this. The main thing that most people don't really understand is that all of them are actually tax codes. And with all of them being tax codes, the tax code is not written favorably for the average person, right? And that is why the person that understands how business works and how they can actually not pay as much taxes usually end up getting a business to be able to write off some taxes legally, okay? And so that's why you hear people will say they're leaving their job or they want to get a business, things of that nature, because they understand the cash flow, which is Robert Kiyosaki's, when you start thinking about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he speaks about the 4 cash quadrants and how they play a part in terms of taxation and how the wealthy are taxed versus how the rich is taxed. Here's why that's not good. Because what happens after 30 years? What happens when he's in retirement mode? Okay, so look at Brother B. Brother B believes in the new way. He understands. He went and did his research like you're doing today. And I appreciate you for tuning in. He went and did his research, right? And he said, well, you know what? What are these people talking about, this retirement rate and this income account? I need to figure out how to do this too. I need to figure out how I can keep more money in my pocket. I got to figure out how I can get on the right side of money. And so he went the new way, which now allows him to be able to put $7,200 by himself without the employer match. Brother B, he puts in his money. He doesn't have an employer match, but he has what's called a $600,000 IUL at his youngest age, at his most healthiest state, right? 2 important factors, young and healthy, makes his premium super low, okay? Because every time he has a birthday, it would have increased for him, but he locked it in at the young age of 35 while he was healthy and a young person. Okay, again, you see that, this is an open book test. Look at the bottom. It says it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. And here is why. Look at that second line here where it says 0 term insurance, right? He has no insurance when he leaves his employer when he's in retirement because they don't allow them to take life insurance, right? When you leave the employer, it's rented insurance. It's no longer rented. You have to have your own insurance. You're on your own, buddy. You're retired. Okay, $65,000 cumulative tax savings and $858,000 total retirement savings. In other words, he's going to end up having to pay some taxes. Brother B, on the other hand, he doesn't have to worry about any taxes. He's slightly behind, but guess what? It's not about how much you make, but how much you keep.